Hey guys, this is Asad Siddiqui. I'm the owner and developer at iDesignSmart.com. We provide all kinds of WordPress customizations and work with our customers for third-party integrations and so forth. So in today's video, we'll be discussing and going over the header options and what are the different header styles. Basically, it will be about working with the header in the Avada theme, and I'll be going over what different styles are available and what does each style mean and what are the different options. And in the end, I will also go over some of the customization aspect of it. So if you want to put some CSS and custom content in the header, where can we go about that and how things are set up. So what I've done here is this is a fresh WordPress install, and I just imported a demo content for the Avada IT, which is a new layout available in the Avada 5.3 and forwards. So that's what I've done. It is a simple header. When I say header, what I mean is where the logo and the menu is, and you see when I scroll down, the menu stays up there. So that feature is called sticky header, and we'll see those options and how to enable that header, the sticky header when we talk about options. So let's jump right into it and see where the logo is set up and where this menu is set up and what are the different styles for the header. So what I'll do is I will go to the dashboard and open the dashboard in another tab. So first off, let's see where do we set up the logo and what are the different options for the logo. So here I will go to Avada and theme options. Theme options in Avada is very important because most of the action is there, and because it's a very feature rich theme, a lot of things can be done with options and turning things on and off. Like in this header, you see this sliding bar is enabled. So toggle, when I click on it, menu pops up or some widget area pops up from the right. So that is pretty cool. So I'll also go over that and how can we enable that. For right now, what I want to do is to show you guys where to set up the logo. So we go to the theme options, and in the theme options, there is a logo down here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th option, and the first one is selected. So there are the logo options. Alignment is on the left, so you can see that Avada IT is on the left, the menu is on the right, and the special button type menu, that's also a menu configuration, is on the right hand side with a toggle bar. So there is the logo option. Logo margins, this is basically the space, the white space above and under the logo. So if you increase that padding, then it'll increase this the height of this section, the white section that you see on the screen. That is the padding. Now, one thing to know about it, and it's an Avada tip, is whenever you change header styles, we'll talk about header styles as well. So whenever we change the header style, this will be reset. So you'll have to revisit it. So this is something that you would want to do once you have decided what kind of header you are going to go with. So if I change this from header style 1 to header style 4, I'll have to revisit the total margins for the logo. Logo background, if you want to display a picture on the background, if I turn this to on, it'll give me an option to upload it and put it a background color, and that I'll turn off. Usually whenever you click on it, it's gonna go to the home page. Whatever you have configured in your site to be the home page, that's where it's gonna go. Whatever is the home URL basically. So if you want a custom behavior and change it, you can put the URL over here, and whenever it is clicked, it's gonna go to that page. A lot of people with landing pages and using Google Ads need a special page whenever click happens on the logo, because the header is a global setting. Usually most pages of the site and your blog post is going to display that. Okay, so that is where the options are. The logo itself is under the default logo. So the default logo, you can upload a new logo, and if you have twice the resolution of the logo, you can do a retinal logo as well, which appears on the iPhone and the front screen, and is typically just double whatever the dimensions are, and you just upload it here. Sticky header logo. For example, whenever sticky header, as I mentioned, when you scroll down, the logos stays up there. So you can have that option. You can turn it off. You can turn it off for mobile devices because there's a lack of real estate over there, but it's up to you how you want to design it. But when you're going down, if you want to display a different logo here, then you can upload a new sticky header logo. If you want to display a different mobile logo, so if we inspect this in Google Chrome and I go to responsive, this is the iPhone view. So this is basically what will be displayed on the phone. So if I change that logo here, then a different logo is going to appear on the mobile phones. Okay, so that is the place where you set up the logo. Favicon is just what is displayed in the title bar there in the browser when you're browsing your site. So you can upload your favicon under there as well. So now let's jump into the header styles. Before we jump into the header styles, let's talk about this menu a little bit. So we see home, solutions, about, insight. Those are just pages or custom links. And then there's a special button. So where is that menu configured? You go there, go to appearance, and then go to menus. So I'll open that in a new tab because I don't want to close the theme options. Okay, so menu structure, you see that home, solutions, about, insight, get started. That's the menu that we have displayed over here. And the name of this menu is information technology main menu. So if you go to manage locations, this will be selected as the main navigation. Okay, so manage locations, there you go. So main navigation is what is displayed here. And if you want, what I will do is I will also create a menu for the top location. So I will just go ahead and create a menu. So I don't want to edit a menu, but I want to create a menu. So I will click on create a new menu link. And I can just name it anything. I will just say top menu and create menu. And I'll just put a couple links in there. Okay, and instead of the pages that are inside my site, I want to put custom links there. Let's say my portal where you can log in and stuff. So I can say right now I don't have a URL, so I'll just use this and do that and add to menu. So this is a custom link that I just added to my menu. And okay, and let's say I have one more. So I will do this and say portal or whatever you want to call it. Okay, so I will add to menu and now I'll save the menu. Very important that you save the menu. Once the menu is saved, I'm gonna go to manage locations and just set it to top navigation. So I will say top menu and just save my changes. And right now it's not gonna appear anywhere here. Why? Because the header style is only configured to display one menu. So let's see how the header style in this Avada IT layout is set up. So we'll go to theme options again, and fourth options in the theme option is header. So we'll go to header, and header position is at the top. So the theme supports the header at the top, and it can be after the slider on the front page as well. I'm sure you'll see that option here somewhere. So once you'll find it, we'll talk about it. So the header layout decides what will be basically displayed inside of the header. So the header option right now, okay, so the third one is selected because maybe I was monkeying around with it, but there is CSS that might be disabling. Oh, okay. So you see header content 1, header content 2. those are the places that these icons and contact information is split. So ideally, basically, because I'm not displaying the top bar, it really should be header style 1. So if I do that, it will get back to header style 1, and I'll just refresh my theme to make sure there is nothing unexpected. Refresh my page, I'm sorry. Okay, so now you see that the gap has widened and the spacing looks kind of odd because I changed the header style. So I need to revisit the logo margins because now there is a 31 pixel padding up top and 31 pixel padding down bottom. So we'll fix that in the end. Now what we need to do is, so this is the header style that we currently have. Now what are the different options? This is an option. There you see some information like your email and call, telephone number options, and social media is displayed. Instead of the social media, you can also display a menu similar to that one. So in that one you have social icons on the right and menu on the right and social media on the left. So what's displayed in here? Social media, contact information like email and telephone number, or it could be like just some custom text. That all can be configured and you don't need to worry about it. The basic difference here and here is obviously there is a search bar and some text here, and the logo and the menu is down. Here the menu is on the right hand side of the logo. Here the menu is on the right hand side of the logo, and then there is that bar which is colored. So here and here the difference is the color, which you can control with custom CSS as well, which we'll talk about in the end. So we'll talk about the custom CSS and child theme in the end. So second header style is that a top bar is included and the menu position and logo is the same as the first. The third one is also essentially the same, but there is a primary color of the theme that will be displayed there. So if I choose this, then I'll start seeing a bar at the top. So if I do this and say save changes, then what you will see is there is a bar that will appear. I just refresh the page. Okay, apparently not, because I might have some custom CSS that might be monkeying with it. Okay, so okay, so the reason that is not displaying is essentially the same because I haven't configured any content to be displayed in this bar. So let's say I want to display my telephone number over here. So header content 1 is on the left hand side and header content 2 is on the right hand side. So header content 1, I will just say contact info, and where do I put the contact information is these two boxes. So you can put your telephone number over there, and you can put your email address if you want to display it over there, and you can say save changes. Okay, and now you'll see a bar and something on the left hand side. So I'll refresh the page again, and the primary color of this theme is going to be displayed here. So you see a bar, and on the left hand side you see some information. So the text size, this is not the default text size. It is because I monkeyed with this text size in my Fusion header. So in the custom CSS, you will see that I have this custom CSS defined, which defines the font size to be 18. So that's why then this text is bigger. So if I change that to maybe 16, save changes, then it should be a little smaller. So if you go there, do that. Okay, so then now it should really be 16 pixels, unless like I have turned on caching and my site is very aggressively cached. So you will see what the CSS is that is getting applied. So that is the content info. That is where I put my CSS. So you see it's still 18, but you get the idea. So if I clear the cache in my browser, it's gonna be 16 because that is what the custom CSS is set to. Okay, so Okay, so on the right hand side also I can display social media. So if I go there and go to the header and do header content to social links and say save changes. Okay, and now I refresh it. Now you see these social media icons are also showing up in my header. So you can select what you want to display. So you can also, instead of social links, you can say navigation. So by default, the navigation here that will pick up is the top menu. Whatever is configured as the top menu is going to be picked up by your theme, and that is what it will apply. So instead of these, now you will see a login and a portal link down here. And because I've applied custom CSS to this whole area, it's displaying those options. Okay, so back to the different styles that we have. So the first three are pretty much very similar with an additional bar at the top. Fourth one is when you want to display more stuff here. So if I select fourth and save changes, then you will see that the menu basically goes down. It's not necessarily gonna look pretty in this theme, in this setup, but that is how it will be. So the menu is gonna go down and you will see some search options. Now again, now you see additional header content 3 because there is a tagline and search option in header style 3, so or 4. So whatever different header style you define, the options are going to change based off your selection. Okay, so this one right now is header content 3, and header content 3 is tagline and search. So tagline and search will be, you can display the tagline to be different. You can also like completely change it and change the so insert tagline here, and now you have a search bar. The menu goes down below, and that is where the menu is. So okay, and again, a lot of customers that I have want a lot of space in the header because they want to essentially display their like big phone numbers or second logos or another image and things like that. So this area gives you the option to customize the header and like put in additional divs and get rid of the search bar. Just use this area for a different text location. So you can do that as well. Instead of maybe it has so it has, you can configure it as a banner, and in the banner you can put like any HTML code like this option suggests. So once you have that, you can say like that. So you can do div and basically just say anything. And now if I refresh, you will see, you should see that you will see some different action there. So instead of the search bar, you see my name is Asad. So I can style that div. I can do pretty much whatever. So I can go to Chrome and put in a bunch of CSS. I can get rid of this border and adjust my spacing, and this is gonna look okay. So again, putting a div is very easy. So you can just go ahead and style that whatever you can, inline CSS or CSS for this div, and you can just style it to however you want it to be. So this is a very flexible option. It gives you a lot of space in this area to work with, and then the menu also looks kind of clean. You have control on how these border colors look like and if you want to display the borders or not. So any other font style, header style, in this one it's essentially the same thing. 2 content areas, the logo is in the middle. So if I select this, the logo is going to go right in the middle, and this area will be gone and the menu will be where it is. So if I refresh it, A lot of people, a lot of my customers, they'll have like big headers. So right now it is aligned to be on the left hand side. So header, select a layout. Oh, I think we need to change the logo alignment. So if you go to logo and you see how these are refreshed, instead of left aligned logo, if you center align the logo and save changes, now you should probably see the logo in the center. Okay, so I just refreshed my page and now the logo is on the center, right? Nice. And we see that there is more space that we want to display above and below the logo. So what we are essentially gonna do is simply change this padding. So it can be 10 pixel up top and 0 pixel up bottom. Like, you'll have to play around with it to make it perfect, but you get the idea. So I will again refresh my page. I'm sorry, there's a lot of refreshing because that is when the options. So you see the height is reduced above and below the logo. I think I can remove some margin above. So if it was 6, I think that would have been worked perfectly. And if I was designing this, I would just get rid of this border as well. So I think it'll give it a more cleaner look. Okay, so you get the idea. Now I'll go back to left and save changes and then go to header and use this style. Okay, so this style is an ultra slick, like a modern style, which gives you these 3 menu icon bars. Instead of displaying the whole menu, all you do is display these 3 bars, like in the mobile view. And even in the desktop, I see a lot of modern, newer sites doing this. So this is the option, and your configured menu is going to display like this. So it displays in the middle of the screen. Typically it's grayed out, but how the theme options are configured, it is not configured to be like grayed out. So that is the option, but that is what it does. This toggle bar, there's a very nice feature because it can pull up additional information from the right hand side. So there's a lot of real estate here that you might be wanting to display options under. So you can go to theme options. I will just search for this option. I think it's under menu options. Okay, so mobile menu bars. I think it is just called the sliding bar. Okay, so basically I'm just looking for on and off type options, and box mode, toggle, accordions. Okay, this sliding bar on mobile. Okay, so all right. So I will see what this option says. This is Avada IT. Okay, let's search for that option. Doesn't find anything. So sliding bar on desktop. So let's turn this off and say save changes and see if that still shows up on our. I thought it was called a toggle bar, although I could be mistaken about that, but it is the sliding bar. So basically the sliding bar controls that plus that you see, and if you want to display that plus and an additional section to pop out, you can go here and turn on the sliding bar on desktops. Sliding bar on mobile, again there's a limited real estate on the mobile, so if you want to display it you can, but you have the option to turn it off. So sliding bar position will determine whether the pop-up window is gonna come from the right hand side, the left, from the top, or the bottom. So you can control that as well, and the width that will be displayed. So these other options you can also use to configure the sliding bar, And where is the content that gets displayed on the sliding bar will be under appearance and widgets. So you go to appearance and widgets, and then you will see these sliding bar widget options. So you can go there and you can pretty much put whatever widget you want here, or HTML or menus or whatever is that you're looking for. So that is fairly easy. We went over the different styles that we have in the Avada theme header that are available by default. I also want to talk about what other options you can do, or what are the things you like. How do you go about customizing? There are basically two ways to customize the header. One is the custom CSS, but CSS you can only customize style type options. So if you want a different color, if you want a different font size, things like that, you can alignment you can adjust with CSS, but you cannot pretty much change the configuration of how the menu is set up or laid out. The other option you have is going with a child theme and overriding header.php. So if you override the Avada themes header.php with your own headers.php, and what I would recommend in that scenario is you start off with a copy of header.php that Avada has, and then you can put in additional divs and things where you need to be. But in most cases, I've seen that the header style 4 can take care of more things than most things that the customer is asking for. So that is another option. The third option is by modifying the function in functions.php that returns the header. So you can put additional data and things like that in over there as well. And a more fancier option, if you would like to go that route, is injecting stuff on the fly in the header with JavaScript. So you can write some JavaScript and you can just call that JavaScript on page load of your site, and then just use the divs that it already have to inject your custom content. So how you go about custom CSS is fairly simple. In Google Chrome, you can just say inspect element. And I know CSS, most options are available in the theme, and it is better to work with theme options. I just want to show like what is the process of custom CSS. So here is my, for example, the logo, and I will just go ahead and select the logo. And right now you see a 31 pixel padding top and bottom. So I want to see how it will look like if the margin top was 100 pixel instead of the 31 pixels. So I will highlight that and just say 100 pixel. And now you see that the logo has moved down. So basically it conflicts with my settings in the menu height. So if my menu height is not good enough to support this is not gonna work. So I will basically go back and set up the option correct, but this is the pretty much the process of custom CSS. You can basically copy and paste this whole thing in your custom CSS and it'll take effect. Okay. So that being said, I have not set up the child theme on this one, but I do have other videos on my channel that will show you how to do that. I also have videos that will show you how to import demo content and sliders and so forth. And if you have any questions with the customization or Avada in general, or any WordPress related, then feel free to comment on my video or contact me. My contact information should be in the description of the video. And that should be about it. One more thing that I wanted to talk about was, let's go back to the theme options. And we'll go to the header option, set it the way it was. Maybe this header style 1, and we won't get fancy with it. So header style 1 is how it was set up, and save changes. And now I want to revisit the logo spacing, so I will go to logo and just put like 6 pixels up top, 0 pixels at the bottom. So I don't want the header to be really wide. So I'll save the changes and look at my page. Just refresh it, and once you refresh it, you will see that okay, now we are back to where we started from. Maybe we need around 10 pixels up top, so to make it look more uniform, so I will do 10 pixels. Okay, it's saved, and we will refresh my page, and now it looks more centered. So this is good. This is where we started from. A lot of people want to know, like, how do we style this menu? So a button is displayed, like usually it's a contact us button or get a quote or something that you want to highlight for a customer. What you do is go to the menu where it is. So information technology main menu is what I have to work with. So I select the information technology main menu and look at it. Okay, so the get started button is the one that I want to look at. So get started is simply a menu options, but under every menu options there's a button called Avada menu options, and when you click on it, basically you get different kind of configuration. So if I change this to default style, it will be just like any other menu, but right now it is configured more like a button. So it's a button large that is being configured. You can also do button extra large. You can select an icon which represents what the menu option is, and then you can also change the highlight labels and highlight background colors and things like that. I don't think this supports a CSS class. It doesn't look like it, but if you inspect it in Google Chrome view, you will see that there is a CSS ID or CSS class that you can use to style this button as well. So that is why the button is displayed the way it is, and it looks a more modern, nicer button as opposed to just a plain old option. Okay, so that is pretty much it about working with header in Avada and my tips and tricks, and about the logos as well. If you have any questions, feel free to leave that in the comment below, or you can email me in the contact page as well. And I do plan to cover a lot more content. I want to go in detail about how the different template systems in Avada work, and we'll talk about some e-commerce as well. And also I plan to create content for the B theme and the bridge theme and some other popular ones on Envato Studio. So if you haven't already subscribed and clicked on the bell icon, please do so, and I appreciate your time for watching my tutorial. So until next time, thanks for watching. Bye.